Yo, what's good YouTube? So today I'm gonna show you my endgame build for Upheaval Barbarian in this current Season 5 in Diablo 4. You wanna rotate between a Rupture and Upheaval. We're utilizing these two skills, and mainly the skill Upheaval from the new unique two-handed hammer, Hellhammer, which got changed with the affixes, and finally the burning from the weapon itself has is scaling from strength. And I was trying to build this into overpower with some of the aspects. So I'm running Earth Striker aspect on 200. That is when you swap 8 times, you will get guaranteed overpower with increased damage. So you start with overpower, go with upheaval, and do it back and forth. I'm utilizing Third Blade, which makes your weapon mastery skills, aka Rupture, into a core skill. So that also costs Fury. It's pretty expensive though. So getting the reels generation on this build was pretty hard to do, to sustain without basic skill. I'm very happy I did it so. But this is a Helltide with the triple stacked Profane Mind Cage. The mobs are level 133, so 33 levels higher than me, and it's pretty damn difficult. It's pretty challenging, I would say, especially without Masterboard gear and stuff like that, because this is still by no means maxed out build. There is a second version to this setup with Fist of Fate and stacking a dot damage over time, because the burning is a dot damage over time. But I want to mention one aspect. It's called Blood Boiling. It's all the way from Season 2. They made it an aspect in, seasons afterwards. But when you overpower, you will spawn these blood boils that you can see on the ground. And let me tell you, that is insane AoE. But it also does a lot of damage on single target, because Rupture is a guaranteed overpower. You don't need any stacks, any guaranteed procs for overpower. It will always do that. So automatically from each Rupture, you will spawn these blood boils. And then obviously we get like 4 sources of overpower. Dominate Glyph, we got the, on the Paragon Board, the up top Bone Baker legendary note, that as well. And some other stuff as well. Like Blood Boiling aspect is also guaranteed every 20 seconds. So the only unlucky thing is with Rupture, since it's guaranteed overpower, it will still consume some of these stacks, which is pretty unlucky because it shouldn't. But yeah, Blood Boils, amazing AoE target, AoE in single target damage, really crazy good. So you can see here, Hellborn level 133, no problem, easy peasy, right? And I don't even have like max stats, stuff like that, because the season started. It was very challenging to find a good Hellhammer. I actually dropped it from Beast in Ice. It's pretty rough though. But yeah, this is just the overview of the build. I'm gonna take you to the planner right here on Mobilitics. I will also leave this in the description down below so you guys can take a look. But basically there is a summary of this build, what you want to go for, how it works. But let's talk about the skills. So once again, using Rupture, the attack speed from Rupture, like the thing with Upheaval is the core skill is good, but the problem with that is the animation and attack speed of the skill itself is pretty weak compared to other skills. So you need to stack attack speed. I believe I'm about 100% attack speed with this build with Rupture up. So Rupture, we want to assign dual wield so we can cast it faster into Upheaval and do this back and forth. Obviously, you want to stack yourself or buff yourself with these shouts. I would recommend rotating between a Rallying Cry and Call the Ancients, because Ancients also give you insane amount of Fury. So I would say you want to use them separately, not together. Now with Technique, I like to use a One-Handed Mace, because this one gives you 20% damage to stunned enemies. Upheaval as a base skill itself from its upgraded skill tree, it's stunned. Now if you get Concussion, that's also stun, so it goes hand in hand. You can use 200X for vulnerable, and you can even use 200 Mace to get more Fury if you want to. I'll use it as well before I got access to resource generation on jewelry. So skill tree, let's talk about that. First start off, we don't really care about that, it's Frenzy. Next up, Upheaval, max it out. This is the stun I was talking about with the chance. And here, Fierce Upheaval, that's what we are using. So when you proc, like Rupture itself on single target procs twice in one hit for some reason, or it at least gives you 2 stacks of this passive on one Rupture hit, so that's not too bad. So if there are more mobs, you'll get this instantly, right? So we're using this one. Because the guaranteed Berserker here, we have an aspect that does that for us. It's called Anger Management. It's a new aspect in the season. It is right here. So once you're above 40 Fury, you're Berserked, but you lose Fury per second. It's 2 Fury per second, not 4. They changed it too, which is amazing. So it's very easy because we can counter that easily with Fury per second on the chest piece or boots or headpiece, if you don't have the uniques. Next up, Rallying Cry with the resource over here. So we can start the rotation. The classic max HP increase with damage reduction from elites. And now we want Challenging Shout and also this upgrade Tactical, because this one got buffed where you get 6 Fury each time you take damage. Very powerful. Warcry just to proc Berserking here if you need to. You probably don't even need this passive with the anger management, so you can put this point somewhere else. A Booming Voice for the shout uptime. You can probably put this point in the Warcry if you want. We got aggressive resistance for more damage reduction, prolific fury for more generation while berserking. We have non-stop berserk, so easy clap. Rupture for the attack speed once again. And also we want the bleed source, which is rupture for this aspect that basically carries the whole generation on fury. Slaking aspect, you have a chance luck hit to gain 20 fury, which gets amplified by resource generation on jewelry. So make sure to get resource generation. I'll talk about in this build as well, so yeah. And yeah, when you deal direct damage to at least one bleeding enemy, so that's Rupture, right? Where it comes to place as well. Comes to play. Next up, we got the classic damage increase when you're 45. For 45, amazing aspect. I cannot stress this enough. Steadfast basically gives you 45 with each hit. This goes up to 3045. It's way too cracked. I'm pretty sure they will nerf this because you get 3045 per one hit while berserking. That's ridiculous, right? That's crazy. So we got that going for 45, very easy source. Next up, we get called the Ancients. They buff these a lot. Now they give you attack speed by 20% and 25% damage increase. It's a multiplier. So having uptime of these bad boys is pretty crazy. And then they have like even extra damage here. So with that, you can even use Ariad's Bearing Pens that buff these Ancients even more. I used to run that all season 4 in my builds. Some of you may remember. Next up, we got the Furious Impulse for weapon swap gain, since we do back and forth Rapture and Upheaval. Now next up, Heavy-Handed with crit damage. We got Brute Force for multiplier overpower, and we got Wallop. Wallop is amazing, one of the best passes for damage. So we use 200 Mace for Upheaval, and we also have this on the Hellhammer itself. That's pretty cool. Now one of these key passives, they got nerfed to the ground. We use Unconstrained. Walking Arsenal, just for the benefit. I mean, the benefits from it are not bad, but rotating between 3 skills, 3 weapons, not worth. Unbridled Rage, 45% damage increase at a cost of 100% more Fury increase. That's a joke. And Gushing Wounds as for bleed builds. Might try that. I might try this as well. It could work. I'm not sure if Burning, someone correct me if I'm wrong on that one, or if anyone knows, but I think Burning from Hellhammer, since it scales from strength, it could be physical. But I'm not sure, because normally it should be fire, but since it scales from strength, it should be physical. So I'm not too sure if like affixes that support physical damage over time, like Barb has a temper for that, so I'm not sure if it would affect the Hellhammer stuff. So that was the skill tree going over the Paragon board. Let me go over it, see what we got over here. In the first one, we got a Crusher for damage with maces and multiplier to overpower again. Very good stuff. I tried to pick the notes for HP as well, where I could. Let me make this a bit larger. Next board, we go with Carnage for attack speed here. You want to put Might in this board because you will get, you know, buffed magic nodes for that. So damage while berserking, but also damage reduction. Next board, you always want to go for this Weapon Master. This will give you percentage fury when you weapon swap. So investing in max resource is not too bad either. And 8%, it used to be 4%, but this made my life so much easier with this build, with its 8%. Next board, I would probably go with Bonebreaker for guaranteed overpower. Very good passives on the way. We got some damage reductions while fortified. By the way, this 1 point is flex point, so you can put it wherever you want. All right. Third glyph we go with is a Mortal Draw. Since we weapon swap, amazing glyph for weapon swap, not only for damage increase, but also for the big crit chance. This 18% crit chance from this glyph. Massive. Try to pick some overpower notes as well. Next up for another board, I would probably go with a Warbringer, which we put a Marshal in here for the shouts. Also to buff magic nodes. If you struggle with elemental, with the resistances, I mean, you can put the points in here. That's extra 3%, I believe, for the glyph. And Blood Rage is another board. We go with a Wrath glyph in here for dexterity. This is a min-max dexterity board. I like that. So this Fury from Wrath is getting amplified by resource generation, so you will get more than 3. That's why we want to stack crit chance, and we have a lot of that. For Blood Rage, you are aiming for 296% damage while berserking because it rounds up to 300%, and that's 30% for legendary node over here, Blood Rage. But with Dusk Helm of Yori's, the unique headpiece is very easy to reach this because that bad boy gives us up to 150% almost with damage while berserking, so it's insane. And last board, I would probably go for Decimator as the last one, I mean. Over here, amazing legendary node because we do both vulnerable and willpower, so the damage increase from this node is amazing. And this is perfect for willpower glyph, so we go with Dominate, which is damage to, increase to overpower, and also guaranteed overpower every 20 seconds. This is not changed yet, but it's every 20 seconds, so that's a good buff there as well. So yes, that's the overpower set I'll be going for. Let's go over the gear right now. So Dusk Helm of Yori's, already talked about it, gives you a lot of damage while berserking. Movement speed, attack speed, max life, like this headpiece is just absolute peak. Some might hate me for saying this, but I like this more than Shaco, I always have. Yikes. But we also get, you know, more damage increase, we get 2 fury per second and cooldown reduction, so this headpiece is everything. It's even better, I don't know man, it's just too powerful. Chest piece, we want to go with Weapon Master, with Third Blade over here, which is the new weapon in the season. Your Weapon Mastery skills are now core skills. They have no cooldowns, but cost Fury. And their Fury is reduced by one additional charge the skill would have. So Rapture, with this aspect, we get 2 charges, which means originally it's 60 Fury as a base cost. Now it's 55 with this aspect. And it also stuns, so enter a stun source. That's pretty good. You get the stats you want to aim for. I put Fury per second, which you want to aim for. Other stats, either Resistance if you want, if you're struggling with it. Then it should be life and strength, greater affix for Hellhammer at best. I had Poison Breath on this one. That's just my current gear right now, what I have. On the gloves, the stats, you can see them right here. I kind of like the stat from Upheaval Overpower. You could go with that too. Or you can go with Concussion, you can go with Stun Duration, up to you. We want to go with Anger Management, Guaranteed Berserk, already talked about it. Steadfast, another one I talked about, very powerful, easy 45 with each hit, very cracked. The boots, Ian's Blessings, I cannot stress this enough as well. I love this item on the barbarians. If you do your skills correctly, these boots will passively proc shouts. So that's amazing uptime on shouts itself, because you can have 2 shouts at the same time while you only press 1 shout, right? That's just insane. Or in general, just when you press the ultimate, stuff like that, you're gonna use auto shouts, and with Martial Glyph, your shouts get reduce your other cooldowns by 2 seconds, so that's gonna reduce the cooldowns for Call of the Ancients even more. Very good. Also Resistance is movement speed. A resource generation again, so we're earning 4 resource generations here on jewelry and 1 on boots. Very good. On the weapon, Hellhammer, ranks to Upheaval and Wallop. I believe ranks to Upheaval don't really do anything. I have +8 right now on this weapon because I masterworked it on the first level. It procced Upheaval. I've got 13 out of 5 or 15 out of 5 Upheaval. No, it's 13 out of 5. And I don't know. I don't know. Ranks to Wallop though. You want to get this on greater affix and you want to pump this on all masterworks if possible. Hands down. So we have the burning skills with strength. My aim is to go for 4,000 strength is my goal for this build. That's why we run strength rubies, strength amethyst on the armor for 100% strength. Third Blade, already talked about it with the Rapture being a core skill. Earth Striker, this one is the weapon swap guaranteed overpower. We have it on 2-hander. And on... we also, by the way, we also run Exposed Vulnerability. This is our guaranteed vulnerable. You can get up to 4 as a base, then you can masterwork it. And Exposed Vulnerable, it does exactly this. So that's where, like, this Third Blade item, whenever it makes Weapon Mastery skills core skills, is very cracked. So whenever you deal damage with Weapon Mastery skill, it causes your next core skill to make them vulnerable. So Rapture counts as both core and Weapon Mastery, so, you know, you have this back and forth. You have non-stop uptime when vulnerable. So if you have +4 exposed vulnerability on the weapon, it's 4 seconds vulnerable. You get that non-stop on the target, right? So you don't even need to put points in this bad boy. Really wild. And on another weapon dual, we go with Sunder the Ground. I had this swapped. I had Earth Striker on the 1-hander and Sunder the Ground on 2-hander, but I believe Earth Striker is just better. But I'm not sure. I'm just not sure, man, if this procs too often the elites. But I don't know. I might put this on back on 2-hander because sometimes Earth Striker just procs on Rupture. I don't really like that. We'll see about that. On the jewelry, we go to Blood Boiling. Amazing aspect. I really like the Blood Boils. They deal a lot of damage. And, you know, that's really good AoE, even single target. And like I mentioned over here, up top, I believe it was, you want to keep moving because of... it's actually down here. No, this is Fist of Fate. I'm getting lost in this sauce, can you believe that? Is it in assigned skills? It is the technique, but it is... Oh my god. I was talking about moving with Rapture because the animation is like... It leaves your character being stuck in place, right? So you need to break this animation. It's either with dodge or a skill, kind of, and then start moving. So what I do is Rapture, move, upheaval, Rapture, move, upheaval, back and forth. That's how you can like... You can basically fasten up your attack speed with that, or like your combo, I would say, with this setup. But yeah. That was the ring here, blood boiling. We got bolt chieftain for the cooldown reduction on your shouts, obviously. This I have only damage for berserking on the ring, and I'm able to get over the cap for blood rage Paragon Board, so that's fine. And slaking, you know, that's my favorite aspect since season 4. We put this on amulet, so it's stronger, so it's 90% chance, lucky hit, to gain fury. So it's very good. Also don't have max gear, like my tempers, like 3 items tempering didn't work out. They don't have the right one, but it is what it is. I'll talk about the stats, what to go for on the gear. And here's the rotation. Here I talk about the Rapture being guaranteed overpower, but it fails. It eats stacks, I mean. So yeah, this was the gear, stats, everything, consumables. I like to use the potion that gives you attack speed and lucky hit. Or if you're struggling with generation or like a fury, whatever, you can go with the potion that reduces the cost of your skills and increases your generation, I think, even more. So that's also pretty good for the sustain. You can also get that one for sure. But yeah, I believe I talked about everything. I will link this in the pinned comment. Once again, I also stream every day on Twitch and YouTube. The link will be in the description and the comments. Ask me anything you want. If you have any questions, you know, hit me up. I'm more than happy to help you. But yeah, let me know if you think the Hellhammer burning scales from like a physical, if it's a physical dot or a fire dot. Because if it's fire dot, then it's pretty bad. You cannot really stack dot, right? With the tempers. But yeah. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Take it easy. Good luck with your grind. And I'll see you soon. Alright, have a good one. And peace.